first time. The concept of Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the world is one family, is the very reason of the program going global. The main objective of Avenir 2021 is to prepare our students to be future ready. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said, the benevolent and magnanimous leader of the Sultanate of Oman, endorsed the launch of the future vision of the Sultanate, entitled Oman 20.
Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. Confucius. We live in a highly competitive era where all our career choices and our efforts determine the quality of our life in the future. The competition is increasing every day and has even engulfed the courses that were once called non conventional. With this, the importance of proper career guidance and counseling cannot be overlooked.
Today's students are expected to be clear about their dreams and the career path leading towards it. This creates a lot of pressure among students and their parents who find themselves in a dilemma while choosing the right career. Professional Career Guidance Service has come as a rescue for the students and parents. A good career guidance professional not only directs you towards your dream, but also gives you support in all the steps involved in it. With the number of colleges and prospective courses available, it is important that a student gets college and career guidance to find a better career.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Avenir 2021, a global virtual career guidance program launched by Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir under the aegis of the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. On behalf of Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir, your host for today's evening, myself Gitanjali of Class 8,
And myself, Shubham Rao of Class 11,
take the proud privilege of expressing our profound gratitude to His Majesty Haytham bin Tariq Al Said for the noble benevolence showered on the Indian community in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower His choicest blessings on His Majesty, and may this nation experience peace and everlasting prosperity.
it gives me immense pleasure to wholeheartedly welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education, Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Honorable Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman, members of the various boards of directors, CBSE officials, distinguished members of the Ministry of Education Oman, officials of the Embassy of India, Sultanate of Oman, Mr. Alkesh Joshi, Honorary President of the School Management Committee, Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir, presidents and members of the school management committees of all Indian schools in Oman and from other schools and boards across the globe, principals, vice principals, heads of various departments, coordinators, teachers, parents, staff, and students of all participating schools. Welcome all.
We cordially welcome distinguished members of the business community, members of the educational cell. A very warm welcome to all present here virtually with us for this session on day one of Avenir 2021, which is set to be a 9-day global career guidance program. Day one explores the bodily kinesthetic intelligence, which portrays the ability to control one's body movements. The career fields it will highlight are athletics, dancing, acting, and the gem exemplifying these potentials is the Green Emerald. This year, Indian school Al Wadi Al Kabir is the proud torchbearer of this mega event under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. Welcome all once again.
Programs like Avenue 2021 play an important role in guiding and shaping the future of the youth. It promises to bring the global student community under one canopy, where students receive coverage not only from the local Indian schools in the Sultanate of Oman, but also from the other school boards such as CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB spanning across the MENA region and countries across Southeast Asia. Thank you, one and all, for your gracious presence here this evening.
It is with sheer joy and great pride that I take the opportunity of introducing our guest speaker today. A renowned strength and conditioning specialist, Mr. Raj Datta has trained Roger Federer. He is an advanced corrective exercise coach who has more than 12 years of experience in the fitness industry. He has worked with the Indian Soccer League and the International Premier Tennis League in Dubai. Our distinguished guest imparts fitness course in the American Council of Exercise. He is currently the team leader at Endorphins Kolkata. With great delight, I take the privilege of inviting Mr. Raj Datta to address the gathering on career in health and fitness. But before that, let us view a welcome video of the guest speaker.
Hi, my name is Raj Datta. I am a strength and conditioning coach from National Strength and Conditioning Association and a corrective exercise coach at Endorphins. Today, people are physically surrounded by furniture, inactivity, and gravity. Thus, the decrease in the physical activity has contributed to many postural deficiencies. Fitness to me is not how much fat you burn or how much of muscle you build. It's how easily can you do a task and how easily can you move in your life. I went to Dubai in 2014 and got the opportunity to work with International Tennis Premier League. There I got the opportunity to train Roger Federer and had a good discussion on fitness and training. I met Ranadeep sir in 2008. I was highly So when I got the offer to work under him, I grabbed the opportunity. I am Raj Datta and I'm working for Endorphins for the past 10 years and I look forward to training you.
Dear audience and participants, you are requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the chat box towards the end of the session. Filling the form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. For those who have joined through YouTube, are requested to check the description box for the link of the feedback form. You are requested to post your queries in the chat box. Our distinguished speaker will answer them in the question and answer session. Over to Mr. Raj Datta for his presentation.
Hello, everyone, and good evening to everyone. So thank you so much for inviting me in a global events like this. And so today I'm going to talk about the career in health and fitness, the importance of health and fitness, which I feel personally 10 to 12 years back, that fitness, why to choose fitness as a career. First of all, I would like to tell you that fitness and is the most important priority that I feel like everybody should give it before thinking of any other thing. Why I'm saying this is just because currently in 2020 we have faced a pandemic, and we have seen that how much uh, the health is important to everyone. I feel that health is the most important thing that everybody should consider. So that came to my mind when I was really very young, when I was just 16, 17 years old. And I used to go to school, and I used to feel that I should become a doctor, I should become an engineer, I should become a lawyer or something engineer. But the most important thing that was clicking in my mind when I met with somebody in India was that I should take something which is going to be the biggest thing and change the life of the many of the people over the world. So that was the thing that clicks in my mind, and I took fitness as a career. And and that time when I was very young, 15, 16 years old, I know that there are a lot of students over here who are just 12, 13 years old. And first you have to just decide that why do you want to take something as your career, because that career is going to stay with you for rest of your life. Even when you're going to retire, then you have to think that what you did for the rest of your life. And as I said that how important the exercise and fitness is nowadays, uh, we know today just because we have faced something, a very deadly pandemic, and after that we have realized that how important is the health. So, and after so many people, like in terms of training, exercise, we have seen that there are so much of positive result, that comes by helping other people. So the main thing that pulled me to fitness was like a lot of people are having a lot of different types of dysfunction in their body. What is dysfunction? What is that? So then I started studying about exercise, because exercise is not just about lifting weight, how much can you lift. As I said in my video, it is not about how much muscle can you gain, how big can you become, or how much fat can you burn. It's about how much can you move. How many people think like that, which inspired me, like when we used to live uh, in a village, and like when we used to live in a surrounding where there was not too much of luxury. It was not covered with furniture, it was not covered with air condition. And we used to do the basic movement, like sitting down on the ground and cutting the wood and burning fires to cook food, all those things. But nowadays, I would like to ask anybody, like, will you be able to do that? 90% of the elder crowd, they're from the age of 30 to 40, 40 to 60, are not able to do that. So is it healthy in a real life? I believe so. It's not healthy, unhealthy. It's not healthy at all that we are not able to do the movement which we were supposed to do, which we used to do when we were 14 years old, 15 years old, 10 years old, and we are not able to do at the age of 30. So that was the thing that clicked in my mind, that how to transform people's life. And I'm doing that since like past 12 years in India, and I was also in Dubai. I was working with a lot of international coaches, but currently I'm in India right now, in Calcutta, and I'm teaching every day a lot of people over here. I hope so. A basic a description about my work, what I'm doing right now, and how it is inspiring, because it's something new which is not boredom at all for me. Like there are a lot of people like me who thinks like me, and I'm not a person who can do a job for 8 to 9 hours in a sitting in a chair, which is going to make me physically unhealthy. Even if I have to choose something, there has to be some option of doing something which is called an exercise, right? So even if you're sitting and doing a work, or if you're studying for a long period of time, you should do a little bit of activity, and exercise is the most important thing. Now the question comes to who is going to make you exercise. There has to be some good coaches all over the world, right? So how that good coaches will become, if you don't have an exercise background, then how you become a good coach? Then what I did was I started studying about it, like what can I do to do better in my career. So I would recommend everybody that being a student, once you clear your class 12 board, and then you have a career to choose, you can choose an exercise science as a career, which I didn't do it. I was doing something else because I was going for an MBA. I'm a BCom honors in marketing, and I was going to MBA, but I didn't got an opportunity to do it. But I will recommend people because that's a basic beginning course, and you can do a degree course in that, right? That's a degree course, like you do any BCom honors or whatever you do, like you take a doctor as a journey. But exercise science is just a step after your 12th pass. So once you clear your 12th exam, then you can choose exercise science. And after studying that, there will be a lot of option for you. Like you can become a strength and conditioning specialist. You can become a head coach of in some good teams, and coming to the corrective exercise coach. So I'm also a corrective exercise coach, and this corrective exercise coach is a very you can make out what it is. Corrective exercise coach. Corrective exercise coach is basically a person who helps you to get your posture correct. Like for example, we just see the problem. Like for example, if you have a neck pain, what do? You go to a doctor. You try to fix it by taking medicine, by by surgeries. But what is before that, and how does that happen? The corrective exercise specialist can help you with prehab, not the rehab. What does that mean? It means that once you are having any pain in your body, for example, if you're having a pain in your shoulders, right? So why did you have a pain in your shoulders? That is just because of some movement that you're doing every day in your life, and you're not doing anything to solve that problem. For example, I will make it very easy for you to understand. Like for example, if you're sitting for 6 to 8 hours in a chair and studying, what will happen? You will round your back and sit, right? So once you round your back and sit, what will happen? There will be too much of load on your vertebrae, on your neck, on your shoulders, on your back, and on your lower back, and there will be too much of tightness on your hip. That actually will be accumulated together, and it will end up with having some big problems like knee pain, lower back pain, which is very, very common. If you see that the percentage of people are having surgeries right now, and they spend so much of time in doing rehab, and there a lot of time is being gone. So how you can fix that? So they get neck pain, that they get shoulder pain. Once you become a corrective exercise, really very important in nowadays, because if your body is not moving properly, then what will happen? You can't do anything. If you're doing any job, any work, you have to make sure that your body is in a perfect shape. So that is where we come, and we actually take up, and we try to fix people. It's like if somebody is having a knee problem, right? So knee problems can be fixed before anything. Like how did you got the knee problem? The question is that. So our job is that to find out that how some people are getting the knee problem, and how to fix that before it get worse, basically. So yeah, and coming back to the courses again, like there will be a lot of students who will be asking me that what courses I should do, how to become a personal trainer. Because apart from a corrective exercise coach, I'm also a personal trainer. I'm also a strength and conditioning specialist, and these are all different branches of an exercise. Exercise, I'm again telling you, is not like a gym trainer. Like which made me really upset when I was really very young, and my like families were not accepting me as a coach. But currently, when I'm working with international teams, and I'm going out, I'm working with the soccer players, and my family is really very happy, because eventually when you start with some small things now, so people don't understand that, they don't accept you, they think that no, this is a very good thing, that's a very bad thing. It is better that you can do an MBA than going for an exercise science coach. So like there will be always, and like judgmental in your families, and everything will be, but people have to understand that why are you doing that? Are you enjoying your degree course? Will you enjoy that for the rest of your life? Or you want to do something which is going to help you for your rest of your life, and is also going to help the generation? As we were seeing that in Oman, the so much of innovations are going to come in 2040. We have to make sure that the people who are living in Oman lives healthy. That is the We have to counter the health part of our whole world. So how can we do that? If we have a lot of exercise science graduates, we have personal trainer, we have strength and conditioning specialists, we have corrective exercise coach, we have psychology management people who can work on the overall health of the world, then I feel that we have a better world, we have a better future for each and everyone. And that is where it comes, where the younger generation of the people start understanding this and take this as a career, which is very, very important. And once you start growing, there is no end to the growth in this, because you see that once you become a strength and conditioning coach, once you reach to that level, then you can become a strength and conditioning coach of a team, right? You will be hired as a team strength and conditioning coach. Like, it can be cricket, it can be football, it can be soccer, whatever sports you like. There are so many people, they are into sports, and once you choose this, you become a coach of that sports, like whatever it is. It can be tennis, and you can see that Olympic is growing so much, so it is a superb area, and I feel that it should be so much, like, people should know about this as a career. And like, any questions if somebody is having, they can ask me in the chat box regarding anything what I have said till now, in case I'm going too fast because of the less time. uh, yeah, and I will say that again, to the corrective exercise coach. So corrective exercise coach is basically like healing. As I said, that healings comes when we say a corrective exercise coach, and is also a prehab thing. Once you are working, it's not about like once you get injured, like once you become a corrective exercise coach, you are helping people to get rid of the pain after the injury, because injury has happened due to some reason, and the corrective exercise coach is going to help you to come out of the injury even after you have a surgery or something. Like, I was working with Roger Federer when I was in Dubai in 2014, and I was there for 4 years. So I was with a lot of international athletes, and what I seen over there was younger people who are getting injuries, so much of injuries because of the climate, because of the training that they are doing, because of the food that they are eating. It can be anything, like it can be overtraining. So there are so many things we have to focus on, and who is going to help them? Like, in terms of psychology, in terms of health and fitness, it's only the strength and conditioning specialist, the corrective exercise coach. And once you start as a journey, there is no end to it, as I said earlier, because you can choose different line. Once you're done with your graduate, you can start as a personal trainer. You can take a corrective exercise course. There is also something called an holistic training, and that's a very, very important term, that is holistic training. Holistic training is basically where you teach people, as I said in the earlier, that you teach people how to learn the basic movement in the human body. That is, what are the basic movement? If I ask you, like, to live your life, you need to sit down on the ground till the age of 70, 80. You need to get up from the ground with the same strength and the muscle that you have. You need to pull, you need to push, you need to do overhead movement, you have to bend to pick up things. Like, if you're lifting your bag which is heavy, you have to bend down and pick that up. You have to walk down like 2 to 3 kilometers, and for that you need a healthy lifestyle, and a exercise routine in your day-to-day life. So, which is very, very important, I feel, and that is going to be done with your holistic training. And holistic training comes with proper eating. Nutrition is also there, so you can also choose nutrition as a career, because nutrition goes in the same line with fitness, right? So both are going in the same line. So you can choose nutrition. You can also choose psychology, which is the most important thing, which comes in the same branches of health and fitness, because psychology also plays a very important role, because there is a lot of breakdown in the mind of people when they are playing. There is always an up and down. You will see that once an athlete is playing on the field, right? So yeah. So apart from this, any questions if somebody is having, if any mentor is having any questions, you can ask me. Yes. So okay. So let me add a few things more, because I feel that the questions that I made for people over here. So there are a lot of people, as I said, that they don't know how to start with an exercise profession, right? So what to do, where to go. There is a course that you can start with. You can see that online on which is the best course as a personal trainer, because you start with a personal trainer first. If you don't have a choice to go outside and study exercise science, so you start with the basic personal trainer course, that is American Council of Exercise, which I started when I was in 2008. Now, what is American Council of Exercise? American Council of Exercise helps you with the basic knowledge of about body anatomy, physiology, your cardiovascular system, your nervous system, which is very important to know, right? See, exercise coach is not just, as I told you in the beginning, that it's not about only about somebody who will just ask you to burn the fat or how much weight you should lift. An exercise professional coach need to know everything about a human body. He need to know what type of energy system is there. So the course will cover everything: the energy system, the physiological system, the adaptation, the how the body is working. So it will cover everything. The program designing, which is the very, very important. How do you design a program for somebody who need to like play or ball very fast, or need to play a tennis match, and you need to program, you have to design a program for him. So all these will be covered in a personal training course, and which is called an American Council of Exercise CPT course. So if you want, you can go in your website and then you can press ACE CPT course, which will give you a lot of information about the study material. And after reading that, you might have a you will like it, that how much knowledge is there, and maybe slowly you will like it. And after that, science as a degree course, like any other degree course, there is an exercise science, a degree course, which is going to help you with the with an exercise professional's career, like that. Yeah. So anything like apart from anybody has a question or anyone need to ask me anything, you are free to ask me in the chat box. Yeah, so let me tell you one more thing, that that exercise and health. What is exercise and health, and why the health and the exercise is so much important? Again, I'm telling you that once you do your, if your movement are efficient, if you do not have any pain in your body, if you can walk properly, if you can lift something till the age of 60, you are living a healthy life. If you do not have any problems, if you do not have to visit a doctor, that means you are really very healthy. So how are you going to get that thing? You are going to get that thing by doing exercise, by doing a little bit of walking every day, 30 minutes of walk every day, some physical movement. I will again tell you that being a coach, do not just sit down and do your studies, or you need to start working on yourself. Look at yourself, how you're looking, eat healthy food, try to avoid any sugary items that you're having, reduce your carbohydrate intake, increase your protein in your diet. As a coach, I will be helping you with this, so that everybody, like the student over here, everyone can have a healthy lifestyle. And as I said that you can live your life better, right? Yeah. Let me know if anything is there which I can talk about. Anything special about it? Any question and answers?
That was an extraordinary and inspiring session by Mr. Raj Datta. Now, we would like to request our most honored speaker, Mr. Raj Datta, to kindly attend the question and answer session where the audience would like to clarify their doubts and concerns. Sir, may I now invite our moderator for the session to share with you the questions raised by our audience.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Almost you have covered everything, but
Yeah.
there are some few more concerns from which I want to take it from the audience so that you can answer their queries. The first question is raised, and that is, how do you integrate corrective exercise into your personal training program?
Okay, so corrective exercise, as I said, that first you have to know that why do you have to do the corrective exercise. The corrective exercise comes once we identify and do an assessment in the body, that what problem are you having. For example, a very common problem that people have, which is a forward head. Why do people have that forward head and a hunchback? Because you are bending for a long period of time and you're doing your job, which you cannot stop doing, right? So for example, you're reading something or you're typing something, you have to sit down in a computer. So what you're doing, you're bending forward. Now that's the place where the corrective exercise come and the integration come. What you have to do, you have to just do the opposite of that. For example, if I'm in this position right now, if I'm rounded like this, I will try to sit straight. I have to push my head backward. That's a chin tuck basically. So how do you do the chin tuck? You go against the wall and then you do the chin tuck, and you practice this for just 10 seconds for just 3 to 4 times in a day. right? Just doing 3 to 4 times. What advantages you will get? Your back will be straight. You'll be looking more straighter. And at the older age, you won't have a neck pain, your back pain, and your lower back pain, which is very, very important. You see, 90% of the people are having lower back pain. Why do they have a lower back pain? Because they are sitting for long period of time. First, you have to find out that what are you doing for long period of time. Are you walking properly? If you say that I have a knee pain, you have to make sure that how are you walking first? How is your gait pattern? If your knee is turning inward, that means your all the load when you're walking, that is coming on your knee joint. The small muscles which are inside your knees are getting tired, really very tired. And after that, there is too much of the grinding on your knees. And then the ligaments are getting teared, and then you're having pain. So what we do, we try to transfer the load from your knee to the muscle. It's like a wheel and a suspension. Like if you have a problem in your wheel, you have to check the suspension, which is the muscle. You cannot replace the wheel all the time because knee pain will come again and again and again. You have to work on the muscle mass, the quad. So that is the job of a corrective exercise coach, to find it out what problem somebody is having. Because as I said, that surgery and medicine, if you start taking and doing it, it will go for your rest of your life. How you can stop that? Because we need a healthy environment. We need somebody who can walk till the age of 70 and 80 without having a problem. So a corrective exercise coach can help you with that. Yes, I hope so. It is easy to understand.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have been crystal clear.
Yes.
One more question which I would like to pose from on behalf of the audience, and that is, how does corrective exercise help clients reach fitness goals?
Okay. So see, like, because I see every day, like people come to the gym, and where I'm working right now, they come with a what do they want? They want fitness means what for people? It's like fat loss, and they have to gain muscle. People in the world, they only understand exercise for fat loss. They do not understand. They will just weigh themselves every day in the morning and see that today I'm 2 kilo up, tomorrow I'm 4 kilo up, today I'm 2 kilo down. They're just weighing themselves every day. And that's a psychological factors that is coming up in the world, in the mind. Nobody is seeing that are they able to sit properly? Are they able to walk properly? Are they able to do a step up without using an elevator? Are you able to walk for like 2 kilometers to go to work, or are you using a car every time? And if you're not able to do that, why are you not able to do that? And if you're having a shoulder or a knee pain, you will directly go to a doctor or somebody without even knowing that where to go. Because that you won't go to the corrective exercise specialist because people don't know about it. So once there are a lot of corrective exercise specialists and people know about corrective exercise specialists, you do not have to worry that much, because those people are going to help you with not only about fat loss, as I said, and muscle building, but also about how to correct your posture, which is very, very important. How to correct your posture. And once you know how to correct your posture, then your half of the problem is fixed. Like again, I will give you with an example of a lower back pain. So people have a lower back pain, not just because they have a weak lower back. It's just because the half of the muscle, the core muscle and the hip muscles are not working too much. The lower back is working a lot. Now, the corrective exercise coach will help them with recruiting the muscle of the core and the glute muscle. So once your core and the glute muscle start firing, there is two helper muscle which is firing, and the lower back will be used very less. So what will happen? You won't have a pain in your lower back because your core and the glutes are firing right now. That is the job of a corrective exercise coach, to fix the problem. Yes.
That was another interesting answer. One last question, if you don't
Yes.
mind, shall I take
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
With artificial intelligence taking over all professions, what do you see as the future of corrective exercise specialist?
That's a really very interesting question. And I'm happy that it's coming up. Like it's really very interesting. So yeah, so artificial intelligence is basically, so as I told you that I was working in Dubai, and like we want people to understand with a technology as well. Like once you stand on a machine, for example, you don't need a coach for that. Once you stand on a machine, because nowadays online training is so much popular. Like, so in the future, what can happen? There are machines that are being made in US, in UK, and also in Dubai, where people will just stand on that machine and that machine is going to tell what all dysfunctions that you are having, which is very amazing. Like for a corrective exercise coach, we have an eyes to see. Once I see your body from up and down, we are doing a scanning basically. It's like an X-ray for me. So once I look a body, I don't see how much fat you have or what things you have. What problems you are having. I'm not going to tell you that your shoulders are like that, so you're having a pain over there. That's not. I can't tell you like that. But it's my job to see from my eyes. So that machine, the intelligent, the artificial intelligence will tell you that okay, the scanning will be done in a machine, and that after that scanning, they will give you a report that okay, your shoulder has been internally rotated with 2 degrees. Now what you will do? You have to do external rotation of 2 degrees. Now the AI can't do the 2 degree of external rotation. That report will go to the corrective exercise coach. The corrective exercise coach or a strength and conditioning specialist will make a plan for you after seeing your assessment that what all exercise they can do. Once they know your how much degree of rotation is there, they will make a plan for you that which muscles is tight, which muscle is weak, and then they are going to work on that muscle, and they will strengthen the muscle so that this has fallen because the back has become weak. Sitting down for a long period of time, there's a stretch. The muscle is like a rubber band. Your back muscle is a very strong muscle, but it is like a rubber band. If you stretch a rubber band for a long period of time, what will happen? It will get lengthened for a long period of time, and then it will become weak. The same thing happened with the back. We have a strong back, but we have bended forward, and the back has become weak. Now you have to strengthen the back by doing some of the pulling movement, by doing some of the shoulder raises. So once that has been analyzed with an AI, which is a future technology coming, after that in corrective exercise coach, it will be easy job for a corrective exercise coach because so many people are having. If you go to the supermarket, if you go to a shopping mall, I just look down and then I see that so many people have a gait problems. Gait is your walking style, because the way you do step up. So those machines will be invented and those machines will be used as a future corrective exercise coaches. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
One last question, sir, if
Yes.
you permit.
Yeah, 100%. Just keep going. I can answer it.
Because the detailed
Interesting.
way you are explaining that is provoking us to ask more and more questions.
100%, because I won't get another chance to do it. And I want the people to understand that it is not only about exercise. There is so much things and research that you can do. Even the later on, if you have any questions, you can just write it down. I can answer you. No worries, because we have limited time.
Yeah. The thing is, what is the best diet for one's fitness goals?
Best diet for one's
fitness goals, to achieve that fitness goal. What is the best diet?
Yeah. So see, I won't say that we have a very bad diet, like the diet, like I see a lot of people are doing a nutritional plan, like we'll have a new diet. So diet for me doesn't work like that. I feel that diet doesn't exist. It's basically the lifestyle that people are living. It's basically like, what are you eating? That has to be healthy. You should know that what is healthy, what is unhealthy. If you're having a Coke, if you're having a Coke or a cold drink which has a lot of sugar, you know that this is bad for you, and you have to know that you should not take that. Any sort of fizzy edited drink which is having too much of carbohydrate, sugar, you should know that what all things you should have, you should not have. For being healthy, you have to make sure that you do not take too much of sugar in your body, because once you take too much of sugar I mean glucose, and glucose I mean carbohydrate, because it's all breaking down in one term. Once you take too much of carbohydrate, it breakdowns into glucose, and then it is going inside your body, and in a simple term, it just increase your fat percentage. It will make your metabolic rate really very slow, and you become slow in your life. So what you need to do, you have to cut down your sugar level. You have to cut down your glucose as much as you can, and increase your protein intake, because protein will help you to build muscle in your body. Never think that you will use a plan to work on it. For example, you will have Monday, you will have this, Tuesday, you will have that. Always go for a lifestyle change. Eliminate the things that is unhealthy for you. Find out what all unhealthy things you are eating. Write down in a paper that, okay, my diet is this, and make sure that, and then see how much sugar, carbohydrate in a day you are intaking. First thing is that. Then you see how much protein are you having, how much fat are you having. And what you will do next is, after seeing that, after next week, you have to just change everything. For example, Monday to Friday, you just wrote down whatever you are eating. And from next week, you have to make sure that you increase your protein intake. I'm 100% sure that if you have a body where the fat percentage is more, because that's a very big concern, there will be a diet where you take a lot of carbohydrate, like for example, bread, pastas, like noodles and maidas and all those things. You have to avoid all these things. You cannot take all those things and live a healthy life, because exercise and nutrition, as I said in my thing, that it goes parallel each other. It's like 20 to 80%. You have to make sure that you do not eat too much of sugar, carbohydrate, and try to choose and healthy. There are so many vegetables that you can eat, which has a lot of vitamins, which a lot of fibers. There are so many things, other things than having carbohydrate, which you can put it in your diet. Yes.
What exercise can we do to at least once a day to maintain our healthy body?
Okay, so exercise, there are so many exercise, like I cannot prescribe one exercise, but first you have to make sure that what is your goal, and on that goal, you can choose an exercise. Like for example, like people are walking nowadays, running in a treadmill, and they are walking, but you have to make sure that you won't get the goal, unfortunately, because as a coach, I'm telling you, because even if you're walking every day for 30 to 40 minutes, you won't get the goal, because there is a way of which I'm explaining you. The secret of losing the fat percentage is by knowing the heart rate. Heart rate is your intensity. How much intensity are you walking at? Because you see a lot of people are putting headphone in the ears and walking down for 30 minutes, and after months, they are not getting results. So whatever activity you do, whatever exercise you do, you have to make sure that you do in a proper way, and you should know the intensity of an exercise. For an example, like if you want to lose fat, okay, so you have to make sure that you need to know the heart rate, and the calculation is 220 minus your age. For example, somebody is 20 years old and he has a lot of fat in his body. So what you do 220 minus 20, because 220 minus age, that comes to 200. Okay, now 200 is your maximum heart rate. Okay, now you pick 80% of the maximum heart rate, because you can't train at 200. That's the maximum heart rate. So 80% of your maximum heart rate will be 160, right? So you have to make sure that when you are walking for 1 or 2 minutes, take an interval walking. Don't walk for 30 minutes with a prolonged walking. Do an interval walking for 2 minutes, and do a very quick walking. It should not be like a slow walking with listening to music and looking here and there, distracted. Just walk really very fast with a good stride, and make sure that your heart rate goes to 160. If your heart rate is touching 160 in every set, that is your 2 minute is your one set, and then you take rest for 1 minute, and then again you continue for 6 sets or 8 sets or 10 sets. Then what will happen? You see a result after that, because everybody wants result. It's not just like you, because you like walking and it has become a habit. You will walk for 30 minutes and 40 minutes every day. You have to make sure that you're getting result. You are losing every month. You are seeing that you are losing 1 kilo or 2 kilo, minimum 1 kilo, 2 kilo. And in a year, if you're losing only 1 kilo a month, in a year you're losing 10 kilo, which is very big goal. 1 year time you lose 10 kilo. If somebody 80 kilo, they become 70 kilo in a year. Always make a bigger goal. Don't look at a smaller goal. Don't get exhausted with a smaller goal. Like 2 months, I will do it. You have to remember that to become an Olympian, national Olympian player, you have to train for 4 years, and we get tired in 2 months, right? So you have to be focused about whatever you're doing. You do it every day in your life. Yeah.
One important question
Yes.
posed by one of our valued audience, and that is,
Yes.
besides fitness coach, what other work opportunities are available for exercise and life science? Are there careers for girls too in this line?
100%, because you see that nowadays, like you have seen how good we have done in Olympics, and once you take it as an career, like I'm not saying that you become a corrective exercise coach. Whatever you love, once you start reading about it, once you Google about whatever I'm saying, then you know more. You explore about things, whatever line suits you, and especially for women and because unit like for the women is very important, because our nation doesn't have too many women strength and conditioning specialists, because you see all men's are leading in this area. But we also have to remember that we also have female teams, like soccer team, cricket team, cricket players, and we have tennis players. They also need, if we have good coaches, if you look at the number of coaches that we have, like we don't have coaches only. The problem is that, like, if women become coach, if women take this as a career, because there are so many women who wants to become a player, and if they are not able to do so well, because in tennis or in football or whatever sports you do, it's very difficult nowadays, right? There are so many people who become really very upset with because they are not able to achieve what they want. Don't become upset about it. If you're not getting something, choose something which will help other people to guide them and become successful in life. Like for example, I'll tell that I have a student who wanted to become a tennis player, but she couldn't become a tennis player. But I'm helping her to become a coach, and she can help Indian tennis team. So there are so much to do. There is so much of positivity you can think of. Like you can help the national teams, you can help the women teams, you can do so much, because it's about strength and conditioning. And you see, if you Google today, if you go home and do an homework, just find out that who are the strength and conditioning specialists of the Indian cricket team, who are the strength and conditioning specialists for the tennis team. Then you see that all people are outside the nation, right? So in India, like especially in India, we do not have coaches, as I'm saying. And it can be a boom for people who will start from right now, because maybe you will be hired the next strength and conditioning specialist for the national teams. Yes, so and women for women, it's a superb and excellent field, and I feel that we really lack women strength and conditioning specialists. Yeah,
Thank you so very much for
welcome.
your crystal clear, wonderful way of analogy and putting forth your viewpoints to all our valued audience and to
Thank
every
you.
person who are interested in taking up that career. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much for
sir.
inviting me. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for inviting me as well.
Thank you, sir, for all your support and guidance given to the audience by attending to their concerns so patiently during the course of the discussion. Dear audience and participants, you are requested to fill in the feedback form which has been posted in the chat box. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. For those who have joined through YouTube, are requested to check the description box for the link of the feedback form.
As we draw to an end of this enriching session, I deem it my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks. Let me first express my profound gratitude to His Majesty Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and His country. We extend heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Mr. Raj Datta, for his words of motivation. Thank you, sir. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman, other esteemed members, and all the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. Thank you for your encouraging presence and guidance at all times.
Our wholehearted thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the Honorary President of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, School Management Committees, and other members of the School Management Committee for their profound encouragement at all times. I also wish to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our prudent captain of the Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir ship, Mr. D.N. Rao, Principal, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, honorable principals of the schools in the MENA region, Indian schools in Oman, vice principals, assistant vice principals, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching fraternity for their support and guidance. I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session a grand success.
We are indeed grateful to our platinum sponsors, StudyCo, gold sponsors, Jain Group of Institutions, Grey Matter Academics, Vellore Institute of Technology, Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education, bronze sponsors, Middle East College, Oman, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dallas Baptist University, MIT World Peace University, Pune. Our media sponsor, The Arabian Stories, digital marketing partner, Spectrum, for their support in making this mega event a tangible reality. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. Thank you to the Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir team for making Avenir 2021 possible. Thank you all. See you soon for the next session.